Good morning, good morning. All right, I have my CeraVe already on my face. I put it on right when I woke up. Let me take some water. It's so dry out there. It is feeling like winter here in the DC area. And cold is not my favorite thing. I live for summer, so I like the cold around the holiday time, which is now, I guess. But more, I'm talking like Christmas holiday. I celebrate Christmas, but Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, the winter holiday, it's nice to have the winter and my hair's doing weird things over here. Snow. We did not get like one snow, but they are predicting a much colder winter season here in DC. So I'm preparing mentally for that. So anyway, today I'm going to the gym, but I gotta do my makeup for the gym. I mean, of course, I don't do a whole lot for the gym, but here's my Dermatology. Dermatology, it is the best. It is the universal tinted moisturizer. It blends with any skin tone. That's just what I've heard. I only have my skin tone, and it's already like close to it. But it went viral on TikTok because of its ability to blend. But I don't know how inclusive it is of very light or very dark skin tones. I'm hoping that it includes everything because that'd be really cool. If everybody could wear this. It has SPF 46, which is nice. So I joined Lifetime Gym finally. I've been debating it because it is expensive, and I'm like, I want to make sure I'm really going to go. It's a lot, but I'm making it worth it. I'm going to be going 4 times a week, maybe more if I go on the weekend. This weekend I did not go, but I had a lot of stuff to do. So I'm doing bar class, B-A-R-R-E. If you don't know, they use a bar like the ballerinas use, not the whole time in class, but you do use that for some support. You use balls and resistance bands. I was like, oh, a little ballet, it'll be easy. Woo, my legs still hurt from Friday. So that was another reason this weekend I was like, I can't go. I tend to jump into things. I'm ADD, which when you're ADD, once we decide we want to do something, we get like pretty hyper focused on it, right? Like, so let's say you want to go to a gym, you sign up for a gym. Odds are you will go obsessively all the time, and then eventually you'll fall off of it. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm just being honest with who I am. The last gym I was at, I stayed for a long time, and then the pandemic happened, and it shut down. But I was going 4 or 5 days a week for a long time. So my thing is I need a variety of classes or it won't work. So I thought about doing like Orange Theory, which I'm going to actually use my NARS. This is the, what is it called? Radiant something. Oh my God, my eyes are going. I'm old. It's like Radiant, creamy Radiant concealer or something. Anyway, it's a very popular one. It's a little light, but we'll blend something on top of it. So anyway, I was gonna do like Orange Theory. I did a trial class. I liked it, and you can really like watch your results, right? Like they have little machines that are hooked up to your machines. You can see you on a big screen. They have like your stats versus other people's, so it's like good if you're competitive. And they have a variety of like cardio. They have different row machines are big for Orange Theory. They have running, treadmills, and then they have like a lifting station where you do barbells and different things. So I liked it, but I was like, I don't know if there's enough that's going to keep my ADD attention like Lifetime Gym. Lifetime Gym is like a resort gym. There's a beautiful pool. There's an outdoor, even more gorgeous pool in the summer that I cannot wait to use. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna be a bougie bee up in there. It's just one of those places. It's like a spa gym. really nice showers. Everything's clean. They have a hot tub. They have a sauna. I might try to use the sauna today. I'm going to use this on top of it just to kind of blend the color. This is my Studio Finish Concealer by MAC. Just to kind of blend the color, but that NARS I love. It stays put, so I'm going to put that underneath to just have like a double barrier. I should have actually put powder between. That's a little trick in case you didn't know about concealer. If you do concealer and do very, very light powder, you don't want to be all cakey, so especially if you're dry like me. You want to use a very little amount of loose powder. I am going to set this with loose powder. And then you can put another coating, another layer of your concealer. Oh, my brushes. Oh, sugar beans. Well, I won't be putting my powder yet. My brushes are, I just washed them. Me and Cora's a tween, officially. She's 9, but she's a tween. I guess that's considered a tween. But we washed our brushes together yesterday. I was like, oh, it's happening. Let me do my cheeks. So my makeup brushes are in my bathroom drying. There's Milani. I think they should be dry. This is, in the color Nude Kiss. This is Milani Cheek Kisses. They're cream. And this is in the color Nude Kiss. A little goes a long way. I found out the hard way. So I like creamy for me. I, again, am very dry. Okay, so back to the workout. So Orange Theory, I was like, signed up for lifetime. They have so many classes, so many machines. They have a freaking cafe. They have, you could spend like a whole day there. I spent literally the entire morning. I went to 2 classes, went to the cafe in between, sat in this lounge area. So I did bar, which I'm telling you was intense. I mean, I think I'll be okay eventually, but my first class, I did most of it, but I had to take a couple breaks. And she came up to me, she knew, I said it was my first day, and she's like, are you okay? She's like, if it's your first time, you can really shake. I was like, yeah, I'm shaking. I'm definitely shaking. She was like, yeah, that's totally normal. And I was like, okay, good, because I thought maybe I'm just really old, which I am. I am a little on the older side. So that class hurt. And I was like, well, I'll just do yin yoga. I teach yin yoga. I know yin yoga is like more of a relaxing, slower session, right, than Pure Barre. So I was like, I'm going to hang out. I think there's almost like a 45 minutes in between or something. I'm going to use my Stila kitten, which I haven't been using as much, so how exciting for us. So I was like, I'll do my yin yoga class, see how that is. I teach yin yoga a little softer, we'll say. And it could have been because of my body was already like feeling strained from the Pure Barre class, but I had to do Sphinx. If you don't know what Sphinx is, it's where you lay down and you hold your chest up. In yin yoga though, you hold your poses for multiple minutes, right? So the whole point is you're supposed to relax into the pose. You're surrendering, right? I always call it melting. So I do Sphinx, but I always say, like, you know, if it's uncomfortable, you can switch positions, go into child's pose. This woman was like a pusher. I feel like she probably taught something else besides yin as well, because she was, like, she knew. I said it was my first time. I mean, not doing it, but I was like, I haven't been working out, so I might go a little easy, because normally my ADD jumps in and I overdo everything and I hurt myself. It's just how it is. And then I continue to hurt myself, and then eventually I'm fine. But I'm 43 now, so she was like, let me see. She goes, have you done yoga before? I said, yeah. And she goes, okay, can you go further into the stretch? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, go. So I keep going, and she's like, you're flexible. You've been holding back on me. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to not injure myself. I said, I don't want to push. And she goes, you're not pushing. You're releasing. Keep releasing. I'm like, this bee she's trying to hurt me. She's trying to hurt my body. I'm not going to use this palette. Let's find something else. And, I'm going to use How Cute Are You? Oh, so cute. I took my nails off, by the way. Now they're heinous, but we'll figure that out another day. All right, since I don't have my brushes right here, and I don't want to leave you people, I'm just going to use my finger. So let's use this in the crease. By the way, Bath and Body Works has, I don't know if it's still going on today. Yesterday was Sunday, so it was probably the start of it. They have a sale. I ordered so many soaps, I'm good through like summer, because they had a sale, which I don't often see. All soaps are $2.95. $2.95 for all the hand soaps. I always get the gel ones. I feel like they clean better, and I'm a germaphobe. So I ordered some Christmas scents, or holiday scents, and then I got like my staple lemon, and then the vanilla sugar one. My husband loves the vanilla sugar. But they had some really yummy, I got like a gingerbread one too. But for $2.95, if you're a Bath and Body's freak like I am, that's the only soap I'll use. I tried to be like, I'm going to go the cheap route and get soft soap, and I just can't. It's a little thing that brings me joy. It's a little luxury in my life that brings me joy. I'm going to put this color on too. I just want to keep going here. I'm going to put this on the outer corner only. Just give it a little shim. Little shim. What soap do you use? Do you guys use Bath and Body? What brand soap do you use? Put it in the comments. Alright, so I can't do bronzer because I don't have my thing right now. Alright, so we'll just do, see, my face like melted off on Friday when I went to Pure Barre. It really made me sweat doing that, and then yoga. Today I'm only doing one. I'll have to work back to doing two because she pushed me. I know she's a pusher even though she's a releaser. And 2 workouts in one day the first time back to the gym probably wasn't the best idea. So I'm just going to do Pure Barre, but I mean, I had mascara, like, I can't not wear mascara though. Where's my mascara? There it is. So I'm going to wear it. I'm not going to do eyeliner or anything. Okay. So this is Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. Marie, if you're watching this after, how are you liking this mascara? I know you said you got it. How are you liking it? It's a bee to take off. That's the only thing I don't love. Because I like to be able to take off all my makeup with just my makeup eraser. If you don't know, they have a washcloth that literally, it takes off. It does take this off, but it takes a hot minute. Without any soap or anything. Because I have very sensitive eyes, like to soap and stuff. So the wipe started really irritating my eyes. I was getting like bad allergies. So I started using the makeup eraser, and it was great. But with this mascara, it takes a while. So, do you have any recommendations, anybody, for a sensitive eyeball makeup remover that removes things quickly? I could try the micellar water again. Boom! Boom, 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 boom. But I like this mascara. I really loved my voluminous lashes. I'm always going to complain that they changed the formula. I almost still like that one better, but it doesn't stay as long. This one stays all day and does not flake at all. That one can flake a little bit. It can be flaky like my ex-boyfriend. Just kidding. Actually, he was. Depending on the one I'm thinking about. But the one I'm thinking about, yeah, pretty flaky. But now he's leaving his karma. That's horrible. But he is. He was such a dick. I don't wish bad on anybody. But sometimes it's like, you're a horrible dick. I'm not surprised that you're living a miserable life now. But God bless. God bless them, right? God bless them. So yeah, I'm very excited about joining Lifetime. They also have like a kids program. They have kids classes, and they have like, you can do like parents' night out. If the kids join, it's an extra $40 a month. And I don't know if I'll do it. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but maybe. I forget if it's every Friday night or every other Friday night, they have a 3-hour parents' night out where you can actually leave the premises. So you can bring your kid, and there's like, they have all these games and they have pizza and whatever. For 3 hours, it's a babysitter for $40 a month, and if it's every week, like, I mean, it's worth it even for just one night at the rate of babysitters these days. I could have my mom babysit, but A, it's like a half hour from here. B, I know it's like, I know she would like to babysit, but she's not in the best of health, and she'll always say yes to everything. So I don't like to ask her to do anything because everyone asks her to do everything because she's always the person that will say yes. Like, her life is about doing things for other people, which is very lovely, but it causes her health problems because she pushes herself, and even at 70 years old, she's pushing. And I know it's part of her journey, whatever, but it's like, I feel guilty adding anything to her, you know? And even though she'll say, oh, I want to babysit, I know it's like, I just feel like it would be, what if she's really tired that day? She has autoimmune disease that makes her really tired, makes her body hurt. And I'm like, I know if she wasn't feeling well, she'd still say yes. Like, she wouldn't tell me. So I feel like I used to always, like, before she got diagnosed and before she was having this issue before the pandemic, I used to always, like, when we lived here, we would, bring my daughter there on a weekend night and go out. And now I just feel like, even though she says she wants to babysit her, it's almost like she's saying she wants to, just do it. I have this guilt that I can't shake. So I don't know what to do. So anyway, I also have a friend who has a teenage daughter that really wants, should I do my eyebrows? No, they'll melt down my face too. And a lippy. So I got this lippy I have to call. This color's so pretty, but I'm allergic to berries, and I don't know, because it's called the Wild Berry Slip, so it may have berries, but it just says flavor. Usually they'll say what, like raspberry or blueberry. And if I put raspberry or blueberry on my lips, it might not be fun for anybody, especially me. But look how pretty this color is. So pretty. So I have to call. Actually, I'm going to keep this out. So I called them today. Let me do a little lip liner. We'll do a little lip liner. I love this color. It's Huda Beauty. And it is lip contour in pinky brown. I don't know why I ended up doing a full face. I did not intend to. I'm going to the damn gym. But I'm chatting and doing the thing. It's like, once I start makeup, I feel like I don't know. Especially when I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I'm like in that mode of doing makeup. Isn't that pretty color? Especially when it squiggles all over. By the way, I'm going to have a guest on my podcast, an actual narcissist, diagnosed narcissist. So I would love y'all to give me questions you would like to ask a narcissist. Oh, I forgot I had this color. This is Elf, and it is O Face is the color. This is a lot for the gym. This is ridiculous. I feel like I need to wipe this off. Maybe I will. And then this is the Clinique Chubby Stick in Mega Melon. I should have just worn this by itself. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe this off because I feel like I look cuckoo going to the gym. Like I'm going to prom over here. I'll just put my hair in a pony because it gets hot. So anyway, yes, please leave me questions for the narcissist guest I'm having. this is someone I have been actually following because they talk about narcissism, because they got diagnosed and they dove into it themselves, and he's pretty well known in the community. I don't want to say who it is before we do it, because I say nothing is ever done until it's done. So I don't even want to say I'm doing it until it is done. But we're supposed to record probably the week after next, after Thanksgiving. And he does not want to prepare questions. He doesn't want to plan ahead of time. I mean, I'm going to. It's my show. I obviously can do what I want. But I was like, hey, I'll send you the question. You know, I said I don't like to go by an exact script, which I don't. I always fall off script. Even if I write out an outline, I never really go by it. But for me, I like to have at least a couple questions, a few questions. Questions from you guys is, now that I'm going to be having a guest, maybe I'll start having more, seeing how it goes. I don't like depending on other people. It's a weird thing about me. I have found in the past, because I don't know if you guys remember the Badass Moms podcast me and my friend Jenna did. It was fun, and it was fun doing it with someone else, like with her. But when we started having guests, it was like people would cancel last minute, and like that is a pet peeve of mine. So having guests on a show and being dependent on someone else to create my content, it just like, it gives me anxiety. So it's like, it's not really my jam. Everyone is like, you have to have guests. That's how you build your audience. Well, I've built my audience okay. My podcast is in the top 3% of podcasts in the whole world. In the whole world. Which not like, ooh, but like, for not doing it, this is more, I'm not trying to brag or say, ooh, it's so great. I'm saying in less than a year, I started a podcast, and I didn't do it exactly how everyone tells you to do things. Like, you know, I don't like to fit in a box. If it does not feel good to me, I believe it's not in alignment to what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I have my own coaches, right? Like, I have business mentors, business coaches, and I've had 2 of them, like, you need to pitch yourself to be on other podcasts. That's how you grow your audience. And that's I just can't. If it organically happens like that, which it has, I've been on a couple other podcasts. Actually, I wonder if that's coming up this week. Someone who's got a very large audience asked me to be on their podcast. I didn't go ask them. I don't go ask people. It's something, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of people who do, but you know, if you've been following me, you know I am all about, you do not do something that feels like you have such resistance against it. I feel like there's a reason. And people will tell you, like in the coaching world, shit, I gotta go soon. People will say things like, oh, you don't have belief in yourself. Like, they'll flip the switch. Like, you don't believe in yourself. That's why you won't go out, and like, you don't want to get rejected. That's not it at all. Like, I mean, do I fear rejection like anyone else? Like, oh, I could go ask someone, they could say no. Yeah, but I actually don't care. I always feel like I'm no worse off if I ask something, right? But like, for example, I was watching this guy's video that's going to be on my podcast, right? Watching his video, because I've been following him for 5 years. I was watching one of his videos, and I was like, it'd be cool to have a narcissist on my show. This was like an organic way that I work, right? I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have an actual narcissist on the show to, like, you know? And I was like thinking, I'm like, but the problem with narcissists is they rarely admit they're narcissists. They're like 0.0001% likely to get help or be that self-aware or admit or whatever, right? To shine the light on their own narcissism. That's unheard of. And I was like, so that'd be hard to find them. And then I was like, Christy, sometimes the right answer is the easiest path. This man is literally right in front of your face. And you're thinking, how could I find a narcissist, right? This is like the easy, he's literally in front of your face. Message him. Ask him, right? I'm not putting myself on his show. I'm saying, and which I don't even really do this either. But in the moment, I was like, I didn't really think about if he would or would not do it. It was like, can't hurt to ask, you know? And so I just wrote to him and said, hey, I have this podcast. I think people would benefit from hearing from an actual narcissist. Would you be interested? And his first answer was kind of a narcissistic answer. So I went further into what I was saying because he was kind of misunderstanding what I was saying, whatever. And then he wrote, I would be delighted to. Boom. Easy. Too easy almost, right? And this is a well-known person with hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube, and he's very smart. He's a very smart, very brilliant, I would say, brilliant narcissist. And he's coming on my show, and it was that easy. For me, if it doesn't feel easy, I don't do it. And our society teaches you that everything has to be hard to be successful, to get the things you want. Like, you have to. Not saying I don't work hard. There's a difference between working hard as in towards something that lights you up, right? So I can work long. Sometimes I'll stay up doing graphics because I love doing graphics. So I spend extra time on them sometimes and whatever, and learning how to do things. But it comes from an excited energy. It's not hard in the way of, oh, I'm going to go against what I feel, or, oh, I'm going to go way outside my comfort zone. I don't do that. I don't do it, and I think I'm pretty successful. I'm not saying, ooh, successful like I'm this billionaire on Oprah, but that's not who I want to be. I want to help the most people I can help with the work I do, but also I want to have life, family, work-life balance. I want to have peace in my life, which that is one of my biggest successes, is actually finding peace after going through some real being able to have peace, to have balance, to be a present mom, a present wife. I've formed an amazing friend group. And again, this isn't like, oh, look at me. It's to show you, you don't have to do things the way that society or your teachers or mentors tell you to do it, because that's their experience. It might work for them, right? But what works for someone else doesn't mean it's your way. You have to. That's why I teach getting in your body, doing meditation, praying, doing yoga. All of that is to just get out of your head and into your body, because if you're in your head, you can't hear past the noise of everyone else's crap, the noise of what your mom thinks, what your husband thinks, what your friend thinks, what your mentor thinks, what your business partner thinks, whatever, right? Everyone is going to have different opinions and different experiences that mold their thoughts, their values. You have to know your own truth, if that's what you want to call it. Trust that intuition, but you can't find it if you're always in your head. That's why why do people meditate? To get away from the noise physically, right? And to be able to go inward, and then you listen. For me, that's listening to God, right? But if you're not a God person, view it as listening to yourself. To me, I'm an extension of God, a vessel of God, whatever you want to call it, child of God. But I'm able to quiet everything so I can actually hear him. And every morning in my prayer, I say, please shine the light on the path. Shine it brightly so I can more easily see it. I want to see it clearly, and I want to cut the noise out so I'm able to just focus on what I'm supposed to do. Because I have work to do here. I want to help so many women. It's not about me, because actually this person that wanted to come on my show said spontaneity is what was the word he used? the something of virality. Like, I don't know, maybe he wants the podcast to go viral. I don't care about it going viral. Yes, I want to reach more people, so in that way, maybe that's what he meant too. You want to help more people, you try to go viral. I think trying to go viral is not the right way. You know, it's listening to yourself, listening to God, and like that day I'm going to be on the podcast, it will be like, God, guide me to ask the right questions so that we can really hit the most people, to help them really understand in a way that will help them know how to navigate better, to help them get past and heal from narcissistic abuse better. Right? Like, it's not about, oh, let me reach so many people. Those so many people could be anybody. I don't care about reaching anybody, but I'd rather have a room of 10 people that really wanted and were ready to get help and move forward and start the healing process and do the work that we have to do in order to do it. I would rather that than be in a room of 100,000 people that are like, oh yeah, that's great, that's inspiring in the moment, and then walk out the door and don't do shit. I want that, like, that quality versus quantity. So I'm not about that viral life, you know? But I think it was cool if I felt like something hit like that. Like, there's a reason sometimes things go viral, right? Like, yeah, in a sense, it's like, oh, that'd be neat. That's something in our podcast, like, hit so much that it got spread and shared, right? So there were these nuggets. But if it's not truly impacting people, that's not what I'm after. I want to truly impact women. That was such a tangent, and now I have to go to the gym. ADD at its finest. Wish me luck. Gotta put my second coat of deodorant on. Chug my water. That's your TED Talk for today. And a little JC. I feel like we're going to end with a Jesus chat. Do I have time yet? Okay, 45 minutes, so. What's today, guys? November 20th. It's the day before one of my best friend's birthdays. Okay, here we go. Jesus Calling. Boom. This is by Sarah Young. I've been looking at this book for years. I just keep it here, flip it open. I am pleased with you, my child. Allow yourself to become fully aware of my pleasure shining upon you. You don't have to perform well in order to receive my love. In fact, a performance focus, I love when it lines up with what we're talking about, will pull you away from me towards some sort of, I don't even know this word. I thought I was good at words. I thought I was good at wording. Pharisaism. Pharisaism? I can't say the word together, but I think I know what that means. This can be a subtle form of idolatry, worshiping your own good works. There it is. Literally what we're talking about. Instead of focusing on becoming viral or getting something for your ego, what are we supposed to me, that's not what I worry about. I worry about, how can I help? How can I help the most people in the deepest way? The most people doesn't mean 100,000 people. That's not it, at least right now. But hell, if I can help 10 people right now, this week, if I could hit 10 people actually enough, deep enough in my podcast or in my coaching to where they actually are going to feel some sort of transformation and relief this week, that's what I'm talking about. And that's what God's talking about, right? It can also be a source of deep discouragement when your works don't measure up to your expectations, right? So let's say, this guy is going to be on my podcast. Let's say, and I can't speak for him. Maybe he meant virality in the way of just helping the most people. I don't know. But let's say he's thinking, he wants more people to follow him, and he wants to just get all these people in his space. Well, if he goes on and he has that expectation of, this might go viral, and it doesn't, then it knocks him down. He's like, see, and it's a discourage. And that's not the point of doing our work. The point of our work is to help people go through what we have gone through. give the wisdom we've gained through our pain and experience, right? Shift your focus from performance to my radiant presence. The light of my love shines on you continually, regardless of your feelings or behavior. True. Your responsibility is to be receptive. What I say, listen, go in. Cut the noise out. Meditation doesn't have to be some people have a wrong idea of meditation. You're being present. Present enough to cut out the noise. Where literally there could be a car driving by and you're not even paying attention to it because you are inside and you are able to hear what God or whatever your God or your higher power is, right? Oh, my hand's up. Woo! Thankfulness and trust are your primary receptors. Thankfulness and trust. That faith, that knowing, God has a plan. All I have to do is listen. Like, isn't that a relief? If you really believe that, I talked to my husband about this week. I was like, a lot of people will say they have faith or they have trust. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I have trust in God. It's always this outward God. But do you have trust in God enough that you actually believe his plan for you is already made and it's taken care of and that things will be fine? Or if they're not fine, that he will equip you to help you work or go through it if it's not fine? What our human nature thought of fine is. So it's like there's all these people walking around saying they have faith, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them really don't have that deep faith. And I have it, but I'm human, so I have to get reminders every day. This is why I do this stuff. It's why I go to church, right? Like, it's like to get the reminder of there is a plan. I do believe that. I do believe God has the best plan. We will honestly never really understand his full plan, right? Some parts of it. Some were like, why would this be a part of your plan? This is not cool. I've got a lot of those. But here's an example. I went through a lot of crap as a kid. Way more than a child should have to go through. What was the plan? So I could be doing this. So I could be helping these women now. Because and why did I go to a therapist at 14, right? My mom wasn't really into therapy, but she sent me because I was having basically a panic attack because of all this stuff going on. She put me in therapy, right? That therapy led me to being very self-aware at a young age, doing self-help books, being in the library with a self-help book at 15 years old, like a weirdo, right? But all this work I've done has led me to going over this fence of going from trauma and abuse and all this to finding a peaceful, happy, joy-filled life. And it's like to be able to be proof that you can get through something hard is worth it to me for all that I went through. And that's why that faith is so important for me, and that's what I try to help teach people too. Thank me for everything. Trust in me at all times, the good and the bad. These simple disciplines will keep you open to my loving presence. I got a little emo there. Oh my gosh. I didn't expect that this morning. But because whenever I think about it, it gets stuck in my throat. I went through so much, and I feel so bad for that child version of me, right? And I do, and I still have moments where I feel resentful. I'm a human, but I feel, and that's the part that gets me, is I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if I hadn't gone through that. And I love what I'm doing, and I love being able to help people in the capacity and the depth in an impactful way that I can. Like the people I do coaching with, I really impact. It's not just fluff. And I love that I'm able to do a podcast. I have people writing me saying I have impacted and validated them and made them feel like they're not crazy and help them with tools on how to deal with co-parenting. I wouldn't be able to do that if I had not gone through the bullshit I did, So there is a plan. If you told me there's a plan for all this when I was 14, I'd be like, F you, I don't want this plan, you know? But now, going through what I've gone through, looking back, I'm like, God knows what he's doing. That man knows what he's doing. All right. I'm going to go now. Yeah, there I am, 40 minutes later. All right, now I really have to go or I'm going to be late to my class. But wish me luck and tell my legs not to shake too much. Okay? Leave a comment, say hi. After you get your nails off, when you have acrylic nails, they're like really bendy and awful. Don't get acrylic nails. Don't do it. Don't do it. Bye. Deuces. Smooches and deuces.